Welcome to the Obscure Reference Show with Mike.
I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not.
Miles.
So,
God,
Patrick. Patrick.
Wait, no, go back to Mike. He's still about to sneeze. It's so captivating. I can't look away.
I am Drew, and welcome everybody to the Obscure Reference Show for Thursday, May 22nd, 2014.
The year of our Lord 2013.
This episode of Obscure Reference is brought to you by Bear Guy, because everybody loves Bear Guy. So, what are we going to talk about today, guys?
All right, so I have two trailers I want to talk about.
Okay, two trailers.
Trailer number one, I already forgot the name of. Oh, Big Hero 6.
Okay.
looks awesome.
Looks like, I know it's just like a simple little teaser, but like it was full of so much whimsy and charm in that like less than 2-minute video that I am super hyped for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So Big Hero 6 is a movie coming next February from Disney.
Marvel and Disney, isn't it?
Marvel. Is it?
Yeah, it's Marvel and Disney.
Well, so that makes sense because the first thing I thought of from the robot design was Sentinels. But so it's about this kid that I guess is creating his own robot, and he's got like this pudgy, almost like Michelin Man style inflated robot that he's trying to fit into this armor, and it kind of gives me like little hints of like The Incredibles meets Totoro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Totoro from that design.
Yeah, but I think it looks super fun and super
No,
cute.
it absolutely does. And it's the kind of stuff that I want to see from Disney and Marvel. I don't want to see the obvious things, like something like this. Big Hero 6 is not something that most people have ever heard of, but they can take more risks and do more interesting things with that. I also think it allows them to come up with something that's not so obvious, you know?
This, and the funny thing is, and this won't make a lot of sense for people watching this right now, but didn't have to do a whole lot to sell me on a ticket in opposition to what we just talked about in our previous show.
Hey, I know that was a good. Everyone should listen to the More You Nerd, but we were talking about the Batman v Superman, which we will not talk about a lot this week. But it would take a lot to get Mike into to see,
including being threatened by my wife.
Miles would like literally kill people in order to get a ticket to see that. Like he will go to great lengths. Like there's nothing you could do.
We discussed that a high dollar lunch meeting will sell Miles on a ticket to go see this movie.
In the trailer, it's like there's Batman and Wonder Woman.
Like, you want to see? I want to see Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince at lunch.
If Bruce
and they're just like so unimpressed.
If Bruce tells Diana at one point in the trailer, "Oh please, I've got this," Miles is sold.
and then Wonder Woman's just
Dutch.
It's like a high octane action scene of them both whipping out their check cards.
Can you imagine how good a tipper Bruce Wayne is? What do you think? What do you think he tips?
What if he's the world's worst tipper?
Yeah, Bruce Wayne doesn't tip money; he tips justice.
Here's a tip: make your own enterprise.
Well, no. What if he tips like something terrible,
600%.
like 4%, but then like he solves your problems, like your neighbor who's like threatening you. He just goes and like beats them up in the night for you.
He'll probably do something like Bill Gates. This guy was Bill Gates' caddy and he get tipped. And then when he got home, he found out that Bill Gates had paid off his student loans.
Yeah. Right. Oh man, that's a good story. That'd be a nice tip. I would say
that was the Legend of Bagger Vance.
Wow.
So trailer number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. My knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy is somewhere between 0 and 0.5 out of 100.
And Mike, that is nearly everyone's knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, like of the four, I probably have the most knowledge of the Guardians out of the four of us. Maybe not Patrick.
No, I mean I've only read like a couple of the Abnett and
like I'm familiar with Rocket Raccoon just because of him being a rocket launcher toting raccoon, and I've seen him before. But that trailer is just fantastic, and like once again, sold. I am going to see that movie in theaters.
The thing that movie does to me that I think it kind of harkens back to the old Star Wars movies where it's just pure fun.
Yes,
it's just a pure fun space story, and you have no pretension involved. It looks like this movie knows what it is, and it wants to be a blast.
Chris Pratt is for all intents and purposes playing Han Solo. Yep. You know, like that charisma of it. Zoe Saldana looks awesome in green and just super brooding.
She looks awesome in anything, though. Zoe Saldana looks amazing.
Real facts. Dave Bautista is jacked as anything I've ever seen in my life. And
Vin Diesel looking kind of haggard. Not looking pretty good for Vin Diesel.
Crudish, I would say. And John C. Reilly, man. I mean, like, I don't care how little he is in that movie. I love John C. Reilly.
I do too.
It's gonna be a great movie. It's got the Marvel.
I also love the poster's tagline,
which is
"You're welcome."
Oh yeah.
That just cracks me up.
Yeah, it has, as of right now. I mean, even just the art for the poster like reeks of like that Star Wars art. Just the way that it's much better than the Days of Future Past poster.
Yeah. When does the movie come out?
November?
August 2nd, I think.
Oh, nice. But I'm really looking forward to it. It just looks like a really good, fun time, and I can't wait.
It's definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the year.
It's probably going to be the last movie I get a chance to see in the theater for the next year and a half.
That's depressing. Everyone just got real quiet.
Way to bring us.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's for a good reason. I mean,
I know.
Way to bring us down by creating life.
Yeah. my daughter's gonna be born in October, so.
Way to go! Not bringing your baby into a theater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she wouldn't be born yet, but.
Your kid's gonna be old enough to go see movies soon, right?
Well, I mean, he needs at least another year, I think.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're not that guy, because the people who bring their babies in the theater.
There was a baby in the theater when I went to go see Godzilla, by the way.
There was a baby in the theater when I went to go see Evil Dead.
There's a baby that was eaten by Godzilla.
I can't tell if this is lag or if y'all are doing a weird voice.
We are doing.
I think it's kind of a little bit of both. True.
Yeah, I was really not happy with that. Am I gonna say baby or movie?
Probably movie.
Fairly certain you're gonna say baby.
I think you're gonna say Look Who's Talking Now, a baby movie.
Yes, I was gonna say 3 men and a little baby.
Every time Godzilla roared, the baby clapped.
And Steve. Wait, am I missing a reference?
No, it's just something babies do. Babies clap sometimes.
Not something people should
do. Believe it or not, it's a milestone when they do. So when they start doing it, you start blog posting about it and posting Facebook videos. And I'm a parent, guys.
So I did we talk about Godzilla yet? No, because this is
no.
Okay, so
only you and I have seen it.
And long story short, like I want to see the movie again. I want to see how it holds up for a second viewing, because people have told me it's actually better the second time around. Like way too much way too much of what's his name from Kick-Ass, who is
Aaron Johnson,
apparently an awful actor, which I didn't get from Kick-Ass, but I got from.
I didn't think
he's also going to be Quicksilver in Avengers 2.
Great. So wait for that movie to be brought down.
And the actress who plays his wife is going to be his sister in Avengers 2.
Well, that's great, because she had just as much on-screen charisma.
I disagree completely.
Is that what's her name, Olsen?
Yeah.
I felt like they could have been replaced by 2 planks of wood with a wig on, and they should have.
I don't think so at all.
And there is a I'm at a weird crossroads where I feel like the lead up to the fights, the Godzilla Muto fights were good, but also there were not enough overall. They needed less of him and more like they were very cautious about crossing the line of too much of a good thing, but they played it too safe.
Well, it's been greenlit for a sequel already.
Right.
However, the director was just announced today that he is going to be directing the first of the standalone Star Wars movies. So when we're going to get Godzilla 2 now?
Star Wars crossover is gonna happen.
Well, is the first standalone the Han Solo one or the Boba Fett one?
We assumed it was going to be Boba Fett, but the person that they said was going to be writing Boba Fett isn't writing this one.
Is it going to be a live-action movie? Do we know this yet?
No. It is going to be written by Gary Whitta, who's written a number of movies.
He's done some The Walking Dead game.
He was like the principal writer or consultant on The Walking Dead game. He was a former games journalist.
If it's a live-action movie, what do they do with Han Solo? Like, who do they get to be?
Well, it's like his origin story.
So it's like young Indiana Jones.
Nathan Fillion.
No.
Nathan Fillion is now too old to play young Indiana Jones.
I guess now that they've got Chris Pratt playing a Han Solo-like character, they cannot use him in their other property for Han Solo.
But they could have Chris Pratt play Dash Rendar.
Ooh! Oh man, that
would be awesome.
If you give me a Shadow of the Empire movie,
yeah.
Girl, I want to take you to the Ord Mantell junkyard. I'm gonna show you all 88 of my IGs.
Oh, I remember him being such a pain in the ass to fight.
That sound is the sound he made when he walked, and it was creepy.
It sounded like you were beatboxing.
I need him alive.
It has been so many years since I've played that game. Pretty much the only thing I remember is freeing the Wampa on Hoth to take care of all the stormtroopers.
Or fighting the fucking Slave One, which took for fucking ever.
Yeah, you probably also don't remember the god-awful controls of that game.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
Which were good for the time, right? Like, I feel like controllers that were good then are terrible.
We made them work for us at the time. I think that's what you're looking for.
Like, remember the first big console first-person shooter was GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Think about how cool and great it was to play GoldenEye.
But think about how much you had to adjust and get used to it.
But think about how you never had to look up.
Or get used to it at the time.
Well, if you were coming from PC.
Well, yeah, if you were coming from Duke Nukem and Doom, but I mean, even then the controls were kind of garbage.
No, they were way easier than a 64 controller. I would pay a retail cost for a HD like current gen Shadows of the Empire game.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't think you're gonna get it because it's no longer canon.
Well, that's true, but also they're working on Battlefield 2, which is going to be Battlefront, thank you. But that'll be awesome.
Star Wars Battlefront came out when Battlefield was new and cool, and it just aped the name. But now the new Star Wars Battlefront is actually being worked on the team who worked on Battlefield. So it could technically be Star Wars Battlefield. That's super weird.
Sarah's over here on the couch, and all I see every once in a while are her hands shooting up as she's losing to the druid in Hearthstone repeatedly.
Oh, that's dumb druid.
I guess my deck isn't working out for her.
Oh, Hearthstone, you guys. Jeez Louise.
That Hearth.
I'm sorry that I didn't realize that us introducing you to Hearthstone would have been the equivalent of a geek mainlining video games.
Well, like I said, I played Magic the Gathering online for about a year before I was just like spending too much time and money on it, so I had to jump off. And I love kind of collectible card games like that, and this one's just a lot of fun because there's so much support because it's a Blizzard product for it. There's so much mainstream support. Got tons of Twitch channels which I've been watching, and a whole subreddit. A couple.
I never thought to check that out.
Oh yeah, they're great. But yeah, I've been following.
That's one of the things that I would love to see a spectator mode built into the game, but I don't know when we're going to get it.
That's what a lot of people are asking for. But what I'm,
Drew, I still can't believe that card back thing. Sorry, Patrick.
What card back?
Okay, so we should probably
let Patrick finish first, and then we'll tell the story.
Oh, well, I was just going to say one of the topics I was going to bring up on The More You Nerds Talk Nerdy to Me was speculation about the summer event that's going on in Hearthstone, whose name I forget now, but they're having
Naxxramas.
Yeah. It's a dragon, yeah.
No.
He's like a necromancer, right?
Naxxramas is a place.
Oh, okay.
Right, cool. Well, but it's
who
about
am I thinking of?
Stuff. The theme.
Sylvanas?
The dead.
Is there like who was like what was the thing of Naxxramas? Like
so Naxxramas has a lich called Kel'Thuzad who is in charge of Naxxramas. He's sort of the number 2 guy to Arthas, the Lich King. He's a lich, so he is a wizard that has come back to life after dying. So he's kind of a necromancer. He raises the dead, but
I wish I could have gotten into the WoW lore and the Warcraft lore because it's so deep.
Well, that is, at least the Kel'Thuzad story you can get into if you play Warcraft 3. You can learn all about Kel'Thuzad and Arthas and all of the things that they're going to be referencing.
Guess what I'm not going to do, guys?
Play Warcraft 3. I understand. I wish they would release a tablet version of the Warcraft and StarCraft RTS games.
That'd be awesome.
I would play that.
There's still one of the few Blizzard games I've never played, Warcraft 3, and I love the first 2. I played the hell out of them.
I never played any Warcraft games.
They were
good.
Fun.
I'm not a big RTS guy. I can deal with turn-based strategy. I can't deal with real time.
Right, Warcraft 2 has not aged particularly well just because it was literally the sides mirrored each other, so this equaled this equaled this equaled this equaled this, so it wasn't as fun to play. But 3 is basically like the prequel to World of Warcraft. If you played 3, then you know the at least entry point to the story of everything in WoW, or at least for a while you did.
So, Patrick, get this nonsense.
I'm getting it.
I go over to this motherfucker right here, Drew's house.
Uh-huh.
My wife and I are good friends. We say, hey, what can we make for you guys for dinner? Let us treat you. Make you.
That is so human of you.
I thought you were going somewhere else with so my wife and I are good friends.
We make his family food. A delicious brisket, mashed potatoes, baked beans.
That brisket was fantastic.
Collard greens. It was a great Southern style feast. And Drew says, hey, why don't we play some Hearthstone while you're here? We've got 3 people in the same network. Let's do a fireside gathering. And I say, Drew, since I'm such a good friend, I will do this for you. And we start playing Hearthstone, and we've determined that it only takes 3 matches to get this Innkeeper card back. And, well, let's see if just conceding works. So I concede to Drew 3 times. Oh, would you look at that? Drew gets an Innkeeper Innkeeper card back to use with his cards. And I say, Lady of the House, would you like your Hearthstone card backs? And she says, why, yes, I would, Squire. Concede to me 3 times. And so I do, and she gets the card backs, and now it's my turn, and no matter how many times these 2 concede to me, or I actually win a round, I do not get the card backs.
I think
we cannot figure it out, but I will say that they did not decide to stay in-app in those games while I was trying to get the card backs.
Oh, we stayed in-app.
Oh,
we did this a lot.
You were timing out. You were doing other things.
I think I figured out
what it is. You got your
though.
card backs, and you were not worried about it, brother.
I think I figured out what it is. I think I figured out what the hang-up was.
Which was?
I think you had to play 2 unique people.
I think it was Drew just didn't care about your card.
I think it was you had to play 2 unique people.
I'm more apt to believe that.
Because Rebecca and I had played earlier in the day, and then you and I played. So that was my 2 unique people. and then Rebecca played me and you, and that was her 2 unique people. But since you had already played both of us, we were not unique.
But you guys were both unique people to me.
No.
So do you have to win?
Because we weren't unique to you, because by the time it got around to you playing or to your turn.
So you're saying you have to win against 2 unique people.
Maybe. Because
then I technically played 2 unique people.
But I was no longer unique to you because you had lost to me. Like if your wife had been playing Hearthstone.
I'm over it. You know what? You got your dinner. You got your card backs. Like, don't worry about it, brother. You're good.
What did you get by coming over to my house? Because you got something too.
I got something from my friend Patrick.
Yeah, but via me. I was hanging on to it for you.
Yeah,
I still have not received my Patrick package.
Well, yours is.
Yeah, you have.
Yours is. I'm waiting on some stuff, which I think I will spoil a little bit, so long as you don't Google it. It is going to be a simultaneous PAX hero package and birthday present. I splurged on myself and bought myself a subscription to Loot Crate.
Ooh, how's that going for you?
Well, I just subscribed a couple weeks ago, so I should be getting the first package in the next week. They were at PAX, and I got to check out their booth and some of the kind of boxes they've done before. Have you guys heard of this?
I feel like we've talked about it on the show before.
We have.
Maybe I don't.
I've been tempted to check it out.
Basically, the whole thing for me is if I was a younger person when it came out, I would definitely have subscribed because I like cool little stuff like that. But
yeah,
I've already run out of space in my house.
Yeah, I am just not allowed to buy any of that anymore.
Well, one reason I'm getting it is so I will have some cool little gifts to like give to friends and stuff, or like.
That's not a bad idea. Like that's kind of a good idea for that.
That's actually pretty cool.
What stinks is that I think you can change the size of the T-shirt, but if you're buying it for other people, you'd have to keep going back and changing it. But I might do that depending on like what's announced month to month. Because like last month was Titan.
Yeah,
Attack on Titan, Titanfall. I would not have needed that T-shirt.
I'm looking at this right now. Exclusive Titanfall T-shirt, Attack on Titan manga #1, Titanfall lanyard, Attack on Titan Scout Regiment wristband, Attack on Titan.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
They had a sale where they sold the stock that they didn't sell from the last 2 months, and it was that one and a Dragons like Skyrim themed one, and they sold out within an hour. Like I got the email and I was watching TV, and then I finally opened up the website and it was like page not found. I was like, why? What happened? Like they just emailed this to me, and they had already taken it down because they sold out.
Oh man,
all of their stock.
October had a crate with the zombie survival guide in it.
Yeah, that was a
and a bunch of cool stuff. And then I just learned that this is a thing today, and it's funny that I'm coming across it again. The E-Walking Dead.
Yeah, I thought that
was
a pretty cool shirt.
Amazing.
So, yes, yours is late, Miles, but you'll be getting some cooler little stuff from.
Awesome.
From
hey,
package.
Patrick, don't you worry. Late is just the way Miles likes it.
Late and dirty.
So this weekend we had the first SC Comic Con here in Greenville.
Yeah.
It was put together by Rob, who runs the Borderlands, which is probably the bigger comic store in Greenville. And I really didn't know what to expect going in because I know that they had tried to hype it up, and they had gotten like some, Lou Ferrigno, which is kind of like the con staple for most places. And
Incredible Hulk.
I got a program when I was waiting in line, and I found out like one of my favorite artists that I've been following for years online was going to be there, so I was really excited about it. But I really thought that it was going to be like maybe 100 people, and that was it. And no, they had rented out the TD Convention Center here, which, if you've ever been to Heroes Con, it's about the same size, but they just used half the space. And I mean, it was really successful. It was very professionally put together. There was about 4,000 people both days, which for the first con in this area is fantastic. That's 8,000 unique people. Wow. And they had a bunch of decent independent writers, some current DC artists and stuff. No one big or anything like that, but a lot of cool vendors and cosplay things. Some cool panels and stuff. It just felt like a con. If you've ever been to Heroes Con, I think maybe Patrick, you have.
Yeah, that was actually like the first convention I went to.
Mine too.
Up in Charlotte.
It was it was a smaller version of that, which was really cool. But I was very happy to find out that Dean Tripp, who wrote Something Terrible, which is a very, very popular.
That's the title, not an identification of the quality of it.
Right. He wrote Something Terrible, which is a very, very popular autobiographical comic on the importance of Batman. And he ended up being an awesome person. I ended up hanging out with him the entire weekend, and he did a sketch of a redesign of Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown, which I have right here. I don't know if you guys can see that at all.
Miles, did you like my comment on that picture when you posted it on Facebook?
Yeah, I did.
To be less vague about that for the listeners, I asked him if that was Jason Todd.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can all agree that Jason Todd is the best Robin, right?
He did have a good death. I enjoyed that scene. It's probably one of my favorite Robin scenes of all time.
Too bad Tim Drake's history did not have a good death.
He's still around.
All right. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, but he when he found out that I did a podcast, he invited me back with a bunch of other artists to watch The Dark Knight and record a podcast. Well, we ended up just hanging out, me and one of the guys who draws The Flash and another webcomic guy. And so we were all taking notes watching Dark Knight, and by the time it was over, two of the guys were falling asleep, and he looks at me, he's like, "Miles, I feel like an asshole, but I don't think we're going to record tonight." No, he's like, they're both passed out.
You got the equivalent of a nerdy morning after.
No, they gave me dinner and we were hanging out the entire evening, so it was really cool. But he's like, just let me know when you're free. We can record. You can hop on the show anytime.
Do you by any chance remember the name of the guy that did the Flash stuff?
Sanford something. I can't remember.
If only we were on our computers right now.
That's it. Just curious. There is a friend of mine has a friend that has done some work for the Flash, and has
it might be. I think he's from the Atlanta area.
He also does a book called The Strange Talent of Luther Strode.
Oh, I know exactly what book you're talking about.
Yeah. I've read the first issue of that book.
But he also agreed that he would love to come on The Morning Nerd.
Cool. We gotta get him on. We'll get him on OR too. We'll talk about whatever.
Yeah, he was recently on Kevin Smith's Fat Man on Batman.
Awesome.
Which was really awesome. But it was cool, and it was also, for me, because he's one of my favorite artists, because I really like his Darwin Cook meets Bruce Timm style. It was just kind of cool to hang out with people that you look up to in the industry and them being actual awesome people. But so yeah, they're gonna do it again. Probably do it bigger next year.
Miles, I just want to say I've been Googling this since you said it because it sounds familiar. I used to go to Borderlands comics all the time in high school and up into college too.
Yeah, it's a cool store, and Rob's a really good dude. He was, walking around the con, making sure everyone was having a good time, and I just was constantly impressed by how professional everything looked.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah.
Atlanta is getting the Atlanta Comic Con next weekend, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Which is weird because it kind of seemed to come out of nowhere, and it's
this is the first I'm hearing of it.
It's the first ever one that they have done, and it's what's the company that's doing that? What? What's the name of the company?
Light Magic.
Anyway, Wizard World. It's one of theirs.
Wait, what? No, can't be.
You guys remember Wizard magazine?
Yeah.
That's what they used to do a convention, but they're way out of business now.
That was a great magazine. I just thought it was cool to see what action figures were worth, and
it's Wizard World. I was right.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You You might want to stay away from that one. The guy who ended up running Wizard ran to the ground and has also ripped off a lot of people out of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak to that. I'm gonna.
But I did used to enjoy that magazine a lot.
I'm gonna be out of town anyway. But Karen Gillan's gonna be there, and a bunch of people from The Walking Dead are gonna be there.
Ooh, Norman Reedus is gonna be there. I love Daryl Dixon.
I mean, I would love to meet Karen Gillan.
A guy who played a zombie in 4 episodes is gonna be there.
Wait,
hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is the Barn Zombie gonna be there?
I met the Barn Zombie this weekend. You know, I don't like shitting on people, but
no, this is shit-worthy.
Yeah, there were 2 people there who were extras in The Walking Dead, and they had their own banners made up. That was Barn Zombie number 4.
It's some kind of like a feat to
accomplish. And one of them was charging for autographs, and I was like, "What the fuck?" To quote Jim from The Office, I've never seen so little power go into someone's head. Because, look, I think yes, if I were in The Walking Dead, I'd be like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Yeah, like, it's one thing to be proud of something, but it's the other thing to like be like, I'm an extra.
Right. Like camera zombie extras are a little different because you have to go through the whole makeup process and you have to go to zombie
I understand that, but that doesn't mean like
what makes him special than like the hundreds of other people who have done that.
Yeah, it's like someone showing up and be like, I was Stormtrooper number 565.
Yeah. Mike and I know a guy personally that has been a zombie in 4 episodes of The Walking Dead.
Multiple episodes.
You can see him on screen in close-up.
I know multiple people who have been in multiple episodes. One person that had like an on-screen death, and like, no big deal. It's cool. It's fun. It's fun to talk about with your friends and family. Not go to conventions and pay for or charge for autographs.
Or pay. I mean, you have to imagine it. I know at Heroes Con it's like $200 for a table. To pay that much, for what?
To maybe recoup that money. To maybe recoup it, but yeah, it's funny that Atlanta has finally got a Comic-Con, even if it's a Wizard World Comic-Con, which might be kind of weird, because it's got Dragon Con, one of the biggest conventions
in the world,
really. In the world, but Dragon Con's not really a comic convention. They've got a comic room and a pop art room, but that's not. I mean, and Stan Lee came a couple of years ago, but we don't get a ton of big name comic stuff.
It's more of a pop culture con.
Yeah, it just seems weird, and I mean, I'm glad that it's here. I'm not going to get to go this year because I didn't know about it until like last week, but you know, it's cool.
There's always next year, as the Cubs always say.
The
Cubs.
More and more people for Boston Comic Con this year, which is very soon. It's August 8th, 8th through 10th. It's like a weekend. Sean Astin is going to be there.
Oh, nice. You mean Special Agent Oso?
Samwise Gamgee. Sean Astin.
Do you guys even know who Special Agent Oso is?
Yeah, it's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a parent. Moving on.
Yeah, you've made that readily.
Captain Jack Harkness, John Barrowman's going to be there. And a lot of really, really cool actors. Jewel Stage,
who has been updated to regular status on next season of Arrow.
John Barrowman is an awesome dude, and he is hilarious.
My goodness, I just realized that he was what's his name? The bad guy in the first season.
Merlin, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have regular season status next year.
That's cool. But yeah, all these comic book and movies and famous actors. I just scroll down the list of stars. Daryl McDaniels is gonna be there. The DMC of Run DMC.
Oh my God!
What? At Boston Comic Con?
Is he a nerd?
I know where I'm beelining it to. Apparently on August 8th. Gonna go to this.
What's up, Patrick? You gotta be careful because that line might be tricky.
Oh man.
Nope.
Like what you did there.
Nope.
So, Patrick, I heard you had a game for us?
I do. I did a lot of trivia research this week.
You did a lot of research this week.
Really not that much. Like
it's almost like you didn't have an exam or any kind of thing to study for.
I know I finished a lot of homework on Monday, and I was like, what am I doing with the rest of this week?
What am I doing with my life?
Wasting time on this show.
I definitely did not start reading The Strain yet. If that's
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did some. I was looking into some video game trivia, and I just found a whole bunch of video game numbers, and we're gonna play a quick game of video games by the numbers, and the trivia.
Oh boy, more numbers.
Is all going to be, very large numbers, and it's going to be Price is Right rules, the closest without going over. So I'm going to kind of switch back and forth between Mike, Miles, and Drew, who goes first, so we don't all have, just so we know, betting or saying, the number 1 is just not going to be allowed. Not going to be allowed. Drew,
I can live with that.
You have to give me a close approximation of what you think it is. So we're gonna go back like 20 years to the top selling game on the PlayStation 1 over its course, its lifetime. How many copies did it sell? So we're looking for the most copies of a single game on the PlayStation 1.
Are you going to give us the game?
That is going to be a bonus point for whoever gets closest. They can guess. So don't say your guesses yet, but what do you think the highest volume game was for PlayStation 1?
Man, that's tough. I'm trying to think of really popular PlayStation 1 games.
We're going to start with Drew.
Mine's between two of them.
I'm going to say 17 million copies.
17 mil. Cool, 17 mil.
Do I have to give my guess of the game yet?
Yeah, go for it.
We'll get that.
Why not? Why not?
Miles, I'm sorry. Did you come up with this game?
Yeah, I did.
Well, no. Let's save it because I don't want anyone else's answer to be tainted. So, Mike, give me your numeral guess.
Is this worldwide sales?
This is indeed total sales, total shipped copies.
Then mine is gonna be wrong.
That might not be.
Miles.
I think I know what game he's thinking of, and that might not be incorrect.
Miles is leaning back into it. He is thinking hard.
Yeah, he's like super far away from his microphone.
Who
like
is
he's
this
not
guy?
being recorded.
Like we're sitting in his office inconveniencing him.
Sitting in a recliner, smoking a cigarette,
Right.
swirling some brandy, like some
You got
kind
5
of
minutes, kid. Tell me how many games
I'm
were
gonna
shipped.
say 22 million.
All right, and Miles.
I was gonna say 25 million.
All right, so
Yeah.
I will have to rethink this game because everyone is over.
Oh, really?
Wow, really?
Everyone.
I don't think that's true. But
How
okay.
can that-
I know what game Drew was thinking of, and I'm pretty sure he's accurate on that one.
What game do you think I'm thinking of?
Yeah, let's.
Final Fantasy 7.
That's not what I'm thinking of.
That is not correct. What do you think it is, Mike?
That's not what I thought it was.
I know, that's why I want to get Mike's opinion.
PlayStation 1 era, a game that is worldwide. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to think of some of the games that I had that were like, these are PlayStation games.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. It's got to either be
Japanese.
it's got to be a sports title, but a sports title that crosses that line, like FIFA 2000 or Madden 2000.
Well, 2000 would have been.
Was that too late?
PS2 era.
Then 98 or 99.
I'm gonna say Spyro the Dragon.
I don't think it's Spyro the Dragon.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
My turn?
Yeah.
I think it was Resident Evil 2.
Ooh, didn't even
that's a good one.
think
That's a
of
good one.
Resident Evil. My only other thought that I was thinking was Metal Gear Solid 1, but I don't think that sold those kind of numbers. But then again, what kind of numbers are we talking about?
Yeah.
So the numbers I found listed, and this is from Wikipedia, so this might not be correct. I think.
You might want to check VG charts.
Well, actually, I think these numbers are listing. They gotta be only listing U.S. sales. Let's see. Total PlayStation games shipped as of 2007. Well, it's listing Gran Turismo as the best-selling at 10.45 million.
Really?
I thought Final Fantasy VII sold 17. I thought that's what I thought it was going.
Because I think I looked those numbers up.
Yeah, because you and I were having a conversation about 7 and 8 one day.
I think it might be. It's got to be U.S. sales then, if that's the case. I don't see that cited here though, unfortunately. Because it says Final Fantasy VII is 9.
The reason I chose Resident Evil 2 was because I remember at one point it was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the fastest selling title.
So on VG charts, I will tell you that Gran Turismo does rank in at number 1 with 10.95 million, and Final Fantasy VII is second with 9.72.
Okay, so those are
There also, to be fair, there also were significantly less people playing video games.
Yeah.
And the 17 million figure I saw may have crossed over into the PC sales or the PSN sales.
That's also
or stuff
true.
Like that.
Are any of your other questions related to these figures, Patrick?
Maybe. So hold
we
off.
Lost
But
Patrick. Oh, there he is.
hello.
Okay.
We're going to
You're
question number 2. According to the ESRB, what is the average age of a video game player? We're starting with Mike this time.
Today?
As of today?
Well, yeah, I think this was actually done in 2013, but
I'm going to say 34.
30,
Mike, come on.
Miles.
I'm going to say 19.
What an idiot.
You are a fucking idiot.
You big dumb asshole.
I was also going to say 34, but since Mike took that, I guess I'm going to say 33.
Oh, that is getting quite close to it. The actual average age is indeed 34.
Yeah.
Some averages, like some polls, have put it a little bit lower. According to the ESRB, it is 34 years old.
Hey, guys, can I ask you a question? Video games are for kids, right?
Of course. My son plays them all the time.
I'm bringing down we're all bringing down the age bracket here. We're all younger than.
Well, the funny thing is, if you actually counted all video game players, I know so many 50 and 60-plus-year-olds that spend so much time in Farmville and all those Facebook games that they're never calculated in those figures.
Yeah, no, I think if you had done this poll 20 years ago, it would have been like 10 years younger.
At least.
The average. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 3.
Patrick, you need to tell your wife to go stop downloading all that stuff so that your connection gets better.
Yeah, no, I was worried about this towards the beginning of the episode because there's literally nothing else connected to the internet right now. When I went in and visited, she was reading a book. So.
Well, how many megabytes down does that book take?
It's like 1 page per minute. It's pretty slow. It doesn't take a lot.
1 page per minute is a pretty quick reader, dude. It takes me like 20 minutes to read a page.
Okay.
Are you still reading House of Leaves?
Well, not currently because I'm focusing on maybe the book that we should all be reading.
Yeah.
We apologize for anybody listening to the show that can't see that Miles is like a mile away from his microphone right now because he forgets that he's on a damn show right now.
I like it. It's laid back. No, don't.
I think he's commenting the fact that I'm far away from my mic.
That's exactly what I'm commenting on.
I enjoy it. No, keep relaxing. Question number 3 is how many games, including all titles exclusive to other countries or continents, were produced for the Xbox console?
The original Xbox.
Original Xbox console in its entire lifetime. How many games were developed for that system, including things that were,
European, Japanese,
exclusive to other areas. So this time we started.
Did the original Xbox get any Japanese exclusives or European exclusives?
Probably, yeah. Miles, we're starting with you. I need your guess, sir.
1,200.
1200. Drew.
750.
750. Mike.
So I'm going to go way under those because the Xbox did not do as well as Microsoft.
Yeah,
did.
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to go with 250.
250 games over, it's like 7 years?
Yep.
That's like...
Well, the original Xbox was around for 7 years?
It was like
Yeah,
2002 to 2000.
Well, so it came out in 2001, and then the 360 came out in 2005.
Yeah, but they kept making games for the Xbox.
I'm sticking with 250.
Drew is the closest without going over. The final number was 999.
Oh, damn it.
Sounds made up, but
So close.
According to Wikipedia.com.
Does it list any specific exclusive titles that were not in the United States? Because that just seems
There are a few Japanese exclusives.
They did, yeah. So I mean, I took a look at the list, and I was actually surprised there were that many. I would have said probably a good deal lower than that. I knew PS2 was pretty prolific, but
I guess at the time they hadn't completely given up on the Asian market.
Yeah, at the time. Question number 4: how many games, including all titles exclusive to a country or continent, were produced for the original Game Boy handheld device?
Ooh.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yeah. I want to say 800.
We're not starting with you, but
I don't care. That's my answer.
8 Hunsky. Drew.
3,500.
35. A little bit more than Miles and Mike.
Yeah, but the original Game Boy was around for a long time.
Maybe not 3,500 long. I'm gonna go with 1,200.
1,200. I unfortunately have to buzz everyone here.
Wow.
All over.
What?
Really?
I mean, that makes sense.
That's surprising to me.
716. 700 and...
It was only 716.
I was so close, though.
That's so crazy to me, because that system was around for...
Yeah,
it came out in 89. And when did the Game Boy Color come out?
Like 96.
Yeah, so that's so many years for only to be that number.
They didn't really have a lot of competition. They didn't have to like pump a lot of stuff out until...
Hey, you got the Game Gear.
Yeah, they had the Game Gear.
Oh yeah, they had the Game Gear.
How many? Okay, here's a question for you. How many batteries did all of the Game Gears in just the United States?
How many games did the Game Gear have? I bet you the Game Gear had less than 500 games.
Oh, the Game Gear probably had 50 games.
I don't care about that statistics.
Oh.
I did not look that one up.
I loved my Game Gear.
Yeah, well, you and you.
Oh, let's talk about dollar amount. In 2013, question number 5, consumers spent this much on video games, hardware, and accessories.
Hardware and accessories.
That's
Repeat
a
that
large
question again?
number.
Well, yeah, because we also had a console launch at the
Well,
two
two of them.
consoles launch at the end of that year.
20? Yeah, no, a whole bunch of console launches.
Repeat the question, Patty.
In 2013, consumers spent this much money on video games, hardware, and accessories. So consoles, peripherals, anything related to the video game industry. How much money was spent? We're starting with Mike this round.
God, I don't even know how to begin.
I know.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge number, I feel.
I'm going to say... Oh, man.
Gonna need that final answer, Mac.
$65 million.
$60 million. Miles?
I have no idea, dude.
I'm gonna say $3 billion.
$3 billion.
See, that's the...
Drew.
$3 billion.
Are you laughing because you think that's too high?
No, don't give him anything. Don't give him anything. We want your honest.
Because honestly, didn't like Grand Theft Auto 5 alone do $1 billion in sales?
But we're talking about hardware and accessories, not software.
No. Video games, hardware, and accessories. All three.
Oh, I thought you said video games hardware.
No.
Oh, that's because I was like, Mike, you are way low on that.
I misunderstood as video game.
Oh, Drew, what do you got?
Because I was going to say 13 billion.
13 bill. Do you want to revise, Mike? I feel bad.
Oh my God. Now I have no idea how to guess.
But you had an idea before, like 65 billion.
I mean, I just made that up, man.
And he was laughing at me.
I know, that's hilarious.
Well, that's because I'm gonna go 3,000,000,001.
Oh.
You asshole. I'm revising mine at 3,000,002,000.
You can't. You didn't misunderstand the question.
Question has been answered. The closest is Drew. Drew's got another point here. 21.53 billion.
Yeah, it's a huge
I knew it was a big number.
Which is $21,530,000,001. So
I was playing at 6. I know
could've...
GameStop did $2 billion in sales by themselves, so I figured.
GameStop $2 billion. Everybody else is
I know.
$1 billion.
Yeah, don't forget.
I was trying to lowball it.
Oh goodness! Question number.
Especially after Mike's answer, I was like, "All right, I got this."
Yeah, 65 million. We forgive you.
I was going with how many years the dinosaur had been dead.
Gotcha.
We're starting with Miles this round. Question number 6. If you did indeed catch them all, how many official Pokemon would you have caught? This is current.
Oh, jeez.
So like all of the Pokemon?
How many Pokemon are there?
Like, not just OG.
Total. Toto. Miles. Get ready to feel old. I'm
560?
560. All right, that's great. Great guess there. It is more than 100. That is my hint to Drew. You're next.
Well, shit, the original is more than 100.
The problem is, I looked this up when I got Pokemon Y a few months ago.
I think I did too.
780.
Yeah, I was gonna say my guess was gonna be 760 actually.
60? Is that your final answer?
Sure, why not? I'll go with a nice little barely any wiggle room between me and Drew.
The winner of this round is Miles, because you two guys are over.
What?
It's 719.
It was 700.
Miles is on the board.
I as well knew it was somewhere in the 700s after looking that up.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay. Let's talk about our favorite plumber, Super Mario Brothers 3. According to Twin Galaxies, what is the highest score ever recorded in a Super Mario Brothers 3 for the NES?
I don't know about you guys, but I just have never, ever cared about high scores.
Nor have I.
But I did enjoy the documentary King of Kong.
You know, King of Kong was great, but you know what really bothers me? Anytime that video games are referred to in the media and people talk about high scores, because I don't know any games that even have high scores today.
I don't know anybody that actually cares about high scores. Achievements are a little bit different. KDRs in a game like Modern Warfare are a little bit different, but just I've never been I gotta get my high score in Donkey Kong.
All right, well let me rephrase it. I got another question here. What is the lowest possible score ever recorded on a game of the original Super Mario Brothers? So this is the original.
So we're skipping the Super Mario Brothers 3 category, even though we all hate it?
Because you just pooed on it.
I have no idea I honestly don't even know what the point scale goes by in that game.
I'm gonna say 2,500,000.
I'm gonna say.
What? No, we're moving on. That question.
No, too bad. We're answering the question.
We want to know it. We want to know the answer.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing 350,500.
I'm guessing 7.5 million.
Oh man, Miles is picking up. No, wait, no, Miles isn't. Drew's picking up a point.
Damn it!
Miles is over. It is 4.15 million.
Yeah, see, I don't even know what
I took a stab in the dark.
How many points does a Goomba squash get you? How many points does
a lot? Yeah, and if you hit like a whole bunch in a row, you get like
1,000.
100, 200, 300. While researching this, I did watch some people going for high scores, and it's crazy. Like they go into like loops on some castles to like keep killing enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so moving past that, what is the lowest score ever recorded on a game of the original Super Mario Brothers?
-6.
And beating the game.
Oh, and beating the game.
Correct.
300.
Drew is at 300. Mike?
The original Super Mario Brothers?
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
640.
640. Interesting. I think they're all in multiples of 100, but Miles, what do you got?
I want to say 2,000.
Just trying to think what the lowest score for completing a level.
Right. So I'm trying to think of like
is.
lowest point of the flag and how many levels. So because I don't remember like 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3.
But there's also warp pipes that you can get and warp whistles at a certain point that you can skip through.
You can watch this online. It is the most zen, crazy thing I've ever watched. Where it's Mario like definitely jumping over all the villains and like not getting a single coin. It's like he's got some kind of fear of touching stuff where he's just like no. And I'm pretty sure it's like a 15-minute game, like really fast, and does use the warp, like the cheats. But the lowest score is 500 points. Drew.
Wow.
Gets that.
I thought you got like 1,000 points for killing Koopa.
I think it's very interesting that I've never considered a low score run really until recently with things like Dark Souls, where people try to do like soul level
low level runs
right.
and stuff like that.
And it's really interesting to me. I love when people get like into the meta games of stuff like that and think of different ways to make something that's stale fresh again. I remember seeing a video online not too long ago of these guys that figured out like a game in it was either Mario 64 or Mario Kart where you're getting chased by a mushroom, and the metagame that they'd created was stay away from the mushroom as long as you can, and it like chases you through the level because it's trying to like get collected by Mario. And it's funny to see these guys get super hyped and super excited about trying to not get this mushroom. And so I think it's really cool when people are able to do stuff like that.
Metagaming is like between speed runs, and you've got unassisted or assisted speed runs, and this whole community that's surrounding that. It's
like the abstract art of video games.
It really is. It's super crazy, and it's stuff that I'm not interested in. Like, I'm never going to do a speed run of anything unless we get challenged to do it for the More You Nerd, which now we probably will. But it's super, super interesting, even though it's something that I'll never personally touch.
I've got one final question. It's also about our favorite plumber. According to Wikipedia, how many games has Mario been in as, quote, either the protagonist, antagonist, supporting character, as part of the ensemble cast, as a cameo, or a game within a game?
As part of a cameo, that's a huge number.
This number includes various editions of the same game, so like the 12 different versions on different consoles of Mario Brothers.
Oh, wow.
So, like the Super Mario Brothers and also the Super Mario Brothers that was in the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah.
So like the Super Mario All-Stars.
Yeah,
those count. It counts as cameos, but not like if it's just like a picture of him on a wall. I think they mentioned that in like a Zelda game.
Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, there's a picture on the wall. See, I would count that as a cameo, but
that's not a cameo.
Clarifying that.
So if your number was off,
because now one lower. It's now one lower.
All right,
actually, we're two lower because of the 3DS version.
And the Master Quest version, and yeah.
We're starting with Mike on this one. Mike.
Okay, so basically almost any appearance of Mario ever, unless it's a painting, a fake painting. 450.
Mike, 450. Miles.
And I even feel like that's low. Originally, I think you guys heard me. Originally, I said 8, and I stopped myself.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's lower than we think.
I'm gonna say. That's tough.
That's why I brought this one up.
I'm gonna say 275.
275. Drew.
I think that's
wrong. 375.
375. You know what? I'm giving Miles a point on this one, even though, once again, I have to buzz you all for being over.
And Miles doesn't get the point because it's Price of Right rules.
No, I'm giving him
Price of Right? Good lord.
The actual number is 262.
Oh, god damn it.
262. Man. Miles, very close. Still can't edge out Drew with 4 answers right. Is our winner this week. That one interests me a whole bunch. Looking up, finding out all the there's 12 different Donkey Kongs, 8 different Donkey Kong Juniors. But even with all those versions, still only 262 appearances.
That's not a lot of appearances.
I mean, I feel like it's a lot for. I mean, can you name another video game character that has that many? That's even in the hundreds.
I don't know. The closest would be maybe Pac-Man or.
I can't believe Pac-Man has had over 100.
Yeah, that's true because Pac-Man was in the Pac-Man games. I mean, Donkey Kong has probably been in a ton.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, but Sonic has been in a good handful at this point.
Yeah, Sonic's been in a ton.
What about Street Fighter characters too? I feel like with everything Battle Tetris or
Puzzle Fighter. And the fact there's about 100.
But even then, there's no Street Fighter Golf. There's no Street Fighter Tennis.
Yeah, but they have a ton of other random Street Fighter games in Japan. Plus, there's 100 different versions of Street Fighter fucking games.
There's just no
I don't know.
character as prolific as Mario. At one point,
the most prolific characters are going to be Nintendo characters.
Yeah, at one point in the 90s, Mario was more identifiable to children than Mickey Mouse.
I believe that.
Excuse me, I actually wrote a paper on this when I was in college. At one point, Mario was more identifiable to children than Mickey Mouse and Jesus.
Well, who knows what Jesus looks like? We can't know.
Oh, I know.
We've got straight up pictures.
Oh, I know.
I know. I know. What
the
Jesus
Christ
looks
stuff.
like.
Oh, nice!
This is what happens when there is a noticeable lag between participants in the same song.
Let's do it. Let's go out on a
I think on the Christ stuff we have to stop.
Yeah,
we're done.
We just need to say our deuces and gooses and get on out of here.
Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Obscure Reference.
Yeah, so you can check us out at themoreyounerd.com. .com.
Well, you can check us out at www.themoreyounerd.com.
There's an HTTP colon before that. Don't forget that.
I never forget the colon, ladies.
Oh, there's the bear stopping by. My name is Firecracker Johnny with the bear.
This is the bear, right?
God, I turned into a southerner when you say I'm the bear.
This is the bear on morning radio, KB975.
Yeah, it's 7:45 in the AM. We're gonna have big shirtless Rob stopping by later. He's been giving out some T-shirts.
Hey everybody, big shirtless Rob. I ain't got no shirt on.
We're gonna check you out this weekend at TJ McPoppers. We're gonna be recording live. So come on out there. We got the prize, man. Big shirtless Rob's gonna have his T-shirt cannon.
And don't forget the young lady Miles giving out free coupons for Bloomin' Onions.
Don't forget there is a 2-drink minimum, no maximum, ladies.
That's when you should have stopped the show. Drew always cuts out fucking early, and the one time he should, he just sticks around.